Hello, and welcome to the Energy Connect studio at GASTECH 2023. I'm delighted to once again be joined by Osama Alvarez, Secretary General of the East Mediterranean Gas Pool, EMGF, who's joined me in the studio again. Great to see you.
Thank you, Julian. It's always great to be with you.
Now, I know yesterday at GASTECH, there was an East Mediterranean low-carbon roundtable. How did that go, and what were some of the points discussed?
Well, the low carbon and climate action is one of the important topics that we are working on at the EMGF, and we were privileged to host yesterday a roundtable in partnership with EGYPES, the Egypt Energy Show. And one of the good things about this roundtable is that it had the governments, the different stakeholders in industries, IOCs, service companies, technology owners, and also the regulators. So we had a very good discussion about how can we supply more gas in a more responsible way with a low carbon footprint from the East Mediterranean.
Yes, and I think that's going to be very important. And I want to touch on the importance of collaboration across industries and governments to push for decarbonisation. How key is that going to be?
I think this is a very important topic that not only governments can solve or the companies alone can solve. It needs a lot of collaboration from the different stakeholders. The technology companies who owns it, the IOCs who really do the work and invest, and also the governments that has to put the right policies and regulations in place.
We're in September, but what has the EMGF done this year to facilitate conversations about how the energy industry transitions, or a roadmap to energy transition?
Yes, as we discussed several times before, in 2022, the EMGF launched the EMGF Decarbonization Initiative. This was back in COP27.
That's right.
This year, what we're doing is that we're doing the second phase of this initiative.
Okay.
Last year, the initiative or the report came up with some recommendations, an outline of a plan, and 5 main rules for the EMGF around the policies, regulations, technology, carbon certification. This year, with the support of the World Bank and also the GIEC, our industry stakeholders, we are focusing more on the policies and regulations parts. What kind of policies and regulations the governments need to adopt to encourage decarbonization projects, in addition to carbon certification, which I think is a very important topic.
Yeah, certainly. I'd like to touch on that, actually, especially in the East Mediterranean region. That probably doesn't get enough coverage, that topic. What are you doing about it then?
I think one of the good things or the main advantages of the EMGF is that it's not only about governments, it's governments, the companies, the regulators, all the stakeholders. And as we're discussing, it is important that all the stakeholders come together. So from now until COP28, that is taking place in the UAE, we're working very hard and diligently with our consultants, with the World Bank, with our different stakeholders to come up with some recommendations about policies and regulations that we can present during the COP28 to accelerate the process of decarbonization.
Very interesting, and look forward to seeing that at COP in Dubai. We've also got next year in February, Egypt's Energy Show coming up. What are you most looking forward to, and what do you want to get out of it?
Actually, I'm very excited about Egypt next year because this is the first year that it will be an energy show, which is going on and coping with the energy transition happening around the world. And I'm expecting that it will be one of the biggest Egypt show up to date. And it will be bringing, as usual, the different stakeholders together. As EMGF, we're also planning with the organizers a lot of events for the EMGF to happen there.
Great. Well, I look forward to that, Osama. And obviously, I'll see you in Cairo in February next year and hopefully in COP28 as well.
Thank you, Julian. It's always a pleasure to meet with you.
Thanks a lot for coming down.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. And I look forward to bringing more studio interviews from the show floor in the coming days.